Shalom, 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 Yasha'Allah. This your boy, Brother Shamwa Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. And this one is, Trump wants to send troops to the inner city, right? First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Right, that's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and His only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi. Right, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa, Qadash. Right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. Right, I came across this article. It's from Political. It says Trump wants to send troops to the inner cities. A top senator wants to rein him in. Right, this is 2 days ago. It says Donald Trump's back-to-back wins in Iowa, New Hampshire. Okay, let's just go down. It says a top Democratic senator is renewing his effort to rein in Donald Trump's or any other future president's authority to deploy the military inside the U.S. following recent threats from the former commander-in-chief to use troops to tamp down violence in the cities if reelected, right? It says Senator Richard Blumenthal, Democratic from Connecticut, a senior member of the Homeland Armed Services and Judiciary committees, told Political he is seeking Republicans and Democrats to join his latest effort to overhaul the law involving deployments inside the U.S., known as Insurrection Act. The law, enacted in 1792, grants the president the authority to deploy the military domestically and use it against Americans to suppress rebellion or violence, but Blumenthal and other critics argue that it is overly broad and ripe for abuse. It says ideally there would be interest on Republican side because the potential for abuse really ought to concern all of us regardless of who was president, Blumenthal said. All right, let's see. Trump's back-to-back wins in Iowa and New Hampshire have tightened his grip on the Republican Party presidential nomination, prompting worried lawmakers and foreign governors to devise plans to prepare for the to protect against more upheaval. It says the renewed push comes after Trump told an Iowa audience that he considered but held back from deploying the military to inner cities to fight crime. He also called New York City and Chicago crime dens, right? And you kind of get the gist of it, right? So, hey, Trump is, like Elder Apostle Tahar said, he's Nero, man, right? And he's trying to get back to his power, as Nero, and when you think about it, when you send in the troops, that's pretty much martial law, right? That is martial law, and what do you think they're going to be doing, to try to implement, the MOTB, they're, how are they going to try to implement that, right? They're going to implement that kind of, they're going to try to force people to take that thing, and they're going to have, military things set up, right? It's going to be, all hell breaking loose, right? Let's just get a couple of scriptures, right? And we'll close it out. During the time of Jacob's trouble and, the issuing of the MOTB, there's going to be all types of sanctions and regulations that they're going to be trying to force on people, This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, and this is what it's all kind of coming down to anyway, right? You got the troops being, military with the martial law here, You got all these different things. All these things are lining up, to point to the issuing of the MOTB, right? It says Revelation 13 and verse 16, and it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? That no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, right? So, ultimately, they're gonna be out here pushing, just like I was watching a video that Elder Apostle Tahar was saying, and this Trump was saying that, he was, against, the MO, but we know that's not, that's, we know what the prophecy says. So the things happen. So if he becomes, the next president of Babylon, guess what? Then he's going to be trying to implement in this MOTB, man, right? This mark of the beast, okay? So we know, and listen, how many times has, these presidents said one thing and did the total opposite? They'll say what people want to hear just to get in the office. And that's, that all stems even back from, if you remember going back to the little, your little school, with the little school presidents and the things that they used to, try to say that they were going to do and never did, right? It was just all to get the votes and to do that, okay? But this thing is all boiling down to this MOTB, right? This, the mark of the beast, okay? So, let me see. Let's go to, matter of fact, here. I mean, and like I say, this is going to be a crazy and wild time, right? And, we're going into Jacob's trouble, right? Matter of fact, it's going to be a temptation, man, right? But those who will withstand the temptation, the scriptures tell you about it, right? Revelation 3 and 10 says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth, right? Because, there's going to be some, we know 2/3 of our people, and they're going to take this. They're going to stand in the line, right? Two-thirds of Jake going to stand in line and take the MOTB, man, right? All these rich celebrities, right? Guess what? They don't want to lose their money here in Babylon, so what do you think they're going to do? Think of all the things that they had to do to get that money, right? So, hey, now if it's, put that little thing right there in the hand and the forehead, then we good, and I get to keep my money. That's the mentality, that they're thinking, right? But those are the elect, and they're going to refuse to take this thing, right? We're going to keep the patience, Lord's will, we're part of that number, to keep the patience of Yahawah Yahawashi, that he will keep us from that hour of temptation that's going to come upon the earth, right? Like the book of Daniel says, it's going to be a time like no other. Matter of fact, let me get Jeremiah, right? Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse number 7, it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, right? Because the elect, right, they're not going to buy into the ways, of these top elites, who are trying to push this one world order, right? They're trying to push this one world order, this new world order that they're trying to do, right? And, they're going to be persecuting Jake, man, right? But those of the elect, they're going to be saved out of this thing, 2/3, hey, y'all going to face hell, man. 2/3 of Jake, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, y'all going to catch hell here in Babylon, right? Now let's go to the book of Daniel. Daniel 12 and 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. Right? It's going to be, crazy. And like, you're going to be having those, the marshal, you're going to have the troops in the inner city. He said to fight crime, right? No, it's to, to be in place, right? In case Jake tries to rise up, man, right? You're going to have free range, right? Because when martial law goes in, guess what? There is no constitution. They ain't got to, take you to court, right? It's right there, judgment right there on the spot, with their military weapons, okay? And says, and this is the same guy, Trump, right? Which, I believe, like Apostle Tahar said, Elder Apostle Tahar said, that, he's Nero, right? And guess what? Because he talked about the guillotines, bringing guillotines back, I mean, this is all part of, when you go into Revelation, those who were beheaded, who were beheaded because they didn't want to take the MOTB, right? This dude, hey, he is, saying the things that that are biblical, that are prophesied to be happening. Okay. It says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, right? Those are the elect, everyone that shall be found written in the book, right? Because the elect, right, are going to make it out of Babylon, right? 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed, right, by this thermonuclear fire, right, and by Yahawashi and the chariots, right? But the 1/3, right, they're going to be beamed up into the chariot and saved out of this, eventually, okay? But leading up to all these things are going to be, it's going to be all hell breaking loose, man, right? It's going to be all hell breaking loose, right? Because you're not going to be able to buy, or sell unless you conform to Esau's ways, And this is why you really have to have faith in these last days. You got to have your faith in Yahawah that he shall, deliver you, that he shall take care of you, in these times, And right now, we continue to pray that, Yahawah helps, our unbelief and increases our faith in these last days, to give us the faith to endure in these last days, right? Because troublesome times are coming, And of course, he didn't say he was going to send them to, troops to, the suburbs. He said I'm sending to the inner cities, right? He's going to try to, wipe out some of them, right? And the scriptures talk about that too. Matter of fact, let's see. Let's get this. Let's see. 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 5, it says, Behold, saith Yahawah, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and her hurtful works are fulfilled. Right? Let's see. Here we go. 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 14. It says, Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another. Right? You're going to have civil war in these times. You're going to have, all types of things. You're going to have people fighting, for some bread, man. Right? When they can't afford to buy bread or buy food or, when all these things, hey, what do you think they're going to be doing? Right? These neighbors are not going to be neighbors anymore, right? It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? It says, a man... Salakia. It says they're not, and they shall not regard the kings nor princes, right? They're not going to be regarding, what the king of Babylon has to say, right? Or these presidents or these, they're not going to be caring what they have to say, right? Hey, when desperate times call for desperate measures, and people are going to get very carnal in this thing, and it's going to be survival mode, okay? Right? It says a man shall desire to go into a city, and he shall not be able to. Why? Because they're going to have them troops sitting there, barricading, blocking all the, if you look at all the inner cities, the inner cities where the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans dwell, right? There's the freeways, right? And what do? They have them where all they need to do is put in military around those areas, and they can block Jake in, and Jake can't get out, It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, right? Because they're gonna shut this stuff down, right? All they gotta do is, in New York, just stop them bridges, stop them trains, right? Atlanta, right? They just put them tanks or whatever, on the 285, and you ain't getting out of there, Jake. You know what I'm saying? It says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So think about that, right? And they ain't even got to do nothing, right? Because all they're going to do is just block you in, right? And force you to, either conform or guess what? You're going to, they're going to try to starve you out and stuff, With the famine, they're going to try to do that. And they ain't even got to lift a bullet. Because you're going to be, Jake, we know Jake going to be trying to kill their own selves, right? Jake is already doing it, right? So all they do is contain Jake, and Jake will burn and destroy his own city down, and have nothing left, right? But this stuff is coming, right? And these are the things that these elites, these top banking families, they want to do, and they're plotting to do. And we got to continue to watch, for these things, because these things are coming upon here, What is that? And we know, because also in these times, Esau is going to be crazy, man. Esau is going to be like a madman. Let me see if I can get that. Esau is going to be like a madman. Let's see. Where is it? Here we go. 2nd Ezra chapter 16. And the hearts of their imagination, right, are of evil are limitless, The Most High has put a spirit upon them, like I believe it's Habakkuk said, their soul is not upright in them, right? The book of Psalms said that, they can't sleep unless they think of wickedness and how to destroy Jake, just paraphrasing, right? So 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 71, it says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahawashi, right? It says they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, right? You don't want to conform. You don't want to take the MOTB, right? Yeah, you get up out the house, man. You go to these concentration camps, right? You got the army right there. They just gonna just escort you away, or point blank, just right there, just off you right there, make a point, to put fear into Jake, man, right? These times are coming, man, and we gotta, put our faith and our trust in Yahawashi in these days, man. These things are coming soon, man. The evils and the evil perils are coming upon this place, So we got to get ourselves, girded up, man. We got to get ourselves girded up, right? And put our trust and our faith in Yahawashi, We need not worry about, the things that we can't control. We got to, keep our focus on the kingdom of heaven, right? And Yahawashi in these last days. So, Lord's will, this was edifying, right? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Peace and blessings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom to the elect, to the 144,000 men, 12,000 from each tribe, and to the rest of the elect. Stay diligent, stay focused, keep enduring, keep praying for one another, right? Keep, and watch out, because these things are coming upon us, man, right? These things are coming upon us, and they're coming quick. So we just need to stay focused and keep the faith. And with that, I want to say shalom.